I did a show recently on the name of the Most High, and I said, well, I remember that in this book, because a brother had the book, and I borrowed it from him. So I said, let me see if it's online. That way I don't have to, scan the book and then do it that way. Save me some time on the post production. So then when I went online and I typed it in, it was actually online. And then the brother Yashawanba down in Texas, on one of the shows, he posted another link to another site where the same book is up on there. So some of these books you can get online, and you could actually read them online. Why? Because that was the Lord that put the Spirit on certain people to upload those books for us. That's why they're trying to restrict the internet, because this truth is coming hard and it's coming fast. Right? The Ebos, which Karatazar brought out, there were Hebrews. He even read in the book that they destroyed a lot of that information because they didn't want them to link themselves back to Israel. And that's what the white man does. Now, you got other so-called nations out there that are calling themselves Israelites, like the Yemenites, the Falasha Jews. There was the Lemba tribe, and they'll push that because that's not the truth. But whatever is the truth, they won't push out. That's why they say that Christopher Columbus discovered America, when you had all different types of voyages coming over to this side of the world. Way before Columbus stepped foot over here. He wasn't no bold voyager to come over here because he was a bold. No, he knew about all them different. He knew about all those different explorers, like Marco Polo, Magellan, Leif Erikson, Prince Henry the Navigator, Prince Henry Sinclair. All them guys, he knew that they were making travels over here. He knew about the Moabites coming over to this side of the world. All that bullshit that Christopher Columbus discovered America, that's passe, man.
Do a Google Prince Henry the Navigator or Henry the Navigator. He was they said that he was Portuguese, which really he was a Jake. He was an Israelite, all right? Because the Portuguese came out of the Spaniards, and the Spaniards were the most part Jake. You had Edomites up in there, but most of the people from Spain are Israelites, because you had the Moors all up in there, and the Moors were nothing but Israelites, man. Because the word moreno means a black person. You got Ephraimites and Simeonites that call black people moreno, you know. So that word, that word is an old word. You're gonna teach like the Moors. You got the Zizim Moors and these different Moor groups talking about the Moors was a nation of people. The Moors wasn't a nation of people. It was just a term that was placed on the Israelites, man. All right.
There's no such nation as the Moors.
Yeah, there's no such nation as the Moors. So these jakes are stupid, man. Now I want you to give me first Chronicles 5 verse 18, and then immediately jump to First Chronicles 12 and 8. Okay.
First Chronicles chapter 5 verse 18. The sons of Reuben and the Gadites and half the tribe of Manasseh, of valiant men, men able to bear buckler and sword, and to shoot with bow, and skillful in war, were 44,760 that went out to the war.
Now the Bushes, when they up there in Yale, the Skull and Bones, they claim that they have the head of Geronimo, and they said the reason why they have the skull of Geronimo is to get strength from it because Esau highly respected the martial power of the so-called North American Indian in Reuben. That's why they have a missile called the Tomahawk missile. Right. They use terms, the Apache helicopter and stuff. Why did they use them terms? Why did they get them terms from Gad? Because Gad was highly respected for their warlike power. Because the Mosai set up Gad, Reuben, and Manasseh as being the warriors of the nation of Israel, and they were fierce, man. You ever watch them Cuban boxers? They they'll beat you down to the ground. All right. But
First Chronicles 12 and 8, and of the Gadites, there separated themselves unto David and to the wilderness men of might and men of war fit for the battle, that could handle shield and buckler, whose faces were like the faces of lions.
Why were their faces as the faces of lions? Because they put war paint on. And they looked like lions. They had that these crackers, the North American cavalry, when they lost their battles, they were terrified. A lot of them Edomites dead on the battlefield. They found shit in their pants and their trousers. They pissed all over themselves. They threw up all over themselves because they ain't real warriors, man. Okay.
It says their faces were like the faces of lions and were as swift as the roe upon the mountain.
And they were known for their great speed. Now lacrosse, you got these white boys playing lacrosse, right? Like they made it up. Lacrosse goes back to them Gadites, man. Now, if you're going to really play lacrosse, do it the right way, man. From one goal to the other goal, it was sometimes as far as 4 to 5 miles. So you want to really play a game, you want to really call yourself playing a sport, a manly sport, make the fucking field 4 to 5 miles long, all right? Play it that way, okay?
See how long you last. I'm going to read that again. And the Gadites, 1 Chronicles 12:8. And of the Gadites there separated themselves unto David into the whole, to the wilderness, men of might and men of war fit for the battle, that could handle shield and buckler, whose faces were like the faces of lions, and were as swift as a roe upon the mountains. And then there were times, there's certain documents where they were saying that when they were fighting against the Gadites, these so-called, these punk-ass white boys, they were trying to shoot at the Gadite, and they couldn't kill him. So, because every time they shoot at the Gadite would move out the way. Why? Because the Most High gave them that speed and agility. So when they were able to dodge bullets, and then the Gadite would get all up on him and cut the damn devil's throat, or scalp him, or whatever the case.
Yeah, that was called cooping. Well, they would play with you, man. They'll play with you. You'd be trying to shoot them or stab them, and they'll get a stick, and they'll hit you with the stick and run away to show you that I can get you at any time. Right. So they played with you, devils. Just like we're going to play with you in the near future.
37th verse. And on the other side of Jordan, of the Reubenites and the Gadites, and of the half-tribe of Manasseh, with all manner of instruments of war for the battle, and 120,000. All these men of war that could keep rank came with a perfect heart to Hebron, to David, to make David king over all Israel. And all the rest also of Israel were of one heart to make David king. Now, when it says all these men of war that could keep rank, what does that mean? That means they will go to war and they will not be able to be put to death. They'll stand their ground. Like you had the Spartans, right? And what did they have? They had like a one unit army, a phalanx, right? To where they operated as one. You couldn't break their ranks. That's the same thing with the Gadites. Why? Because the Spartans are Israelites and the Gadites are Israelites.
Yeah, let me just read this here. This is page 77. Hold it, Mike. Page 77 of the same book, James Adair, History of the American Indian, right? It says here, I shall here close this argument, and hope enough hath been said to give a clear idea of the principles of the Indian language and dialects, its genius in idiom, and strong similarity to and near coincidence with the Hebrew, which will be not easily accounted for, but by considering the American Indians as descended from the Jews. All right? And there's a lot more of this, man. There's a lot in this book right here. When the North American Indians referred to the color blue, they said Doklish, which is Dakla Ash, which is blue in Hebrew. When they referred to fire, they call it ash. All right? All right, go ahead. All right, now we're going to go back to where we left off. Where we leave off at? We was at the Apocrypha? All right. So this truth is coming out, man. This truth is coming out in a big way. And you devils, you can't stop this truth. All right? Go ahead.
2nd Ezra 13:41. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
That's the Americas. All right. That's why when Esau got over here,